Hi guys and ladies, no fishing today. The lake is covered by thin ice and the winds are howling, so I'm stuck inside today. Well, let's cook. You know what I miss most on my low-carb diet is pasta. I found a new low-carb recipe for gnocchi here that, well, I just have to try.
I'm gonna make my first cast right here off the dock.
Gnocchi is served with all kinds of great sauces, but I missed the traditional pasta sauce my mother taught me. It's actually pretty easy. Let's get to it. So I'm just going to cover the bottom of this stock pot with olive oil. So that's all there is to great pasta sauce, and once it starts to simmer, we'll let it continue for 4 more hours. Halfway through, we'll add our pork in, and then some meatballs. You need to partially cover the pot. I have this old perforated lid that my mother bought back in 1946. Now let's make some quick meatballs. Now 2 eggs. Here's 1/3 cup of Italian breadcrumbs. These are low carb. Now most of the seasoning is right here. A tablespoon of basil pesto. Now I've got over 1/3 of a cup of shredded parmigiano. You could use regular Parmesan. A little bit of salt, not too much, about 1/4 teaspoon or less. Now with nice wet hands, we're going to dig in and mix everything. I put our simmering sauce on the back burner. I'm going to put about 1/2 inch of olive oil in this skillet, and I'm going to heat it to between, medium and medium high, and then I'm going to fry these meatballs. It looks like the oil is ready. We only need to brown these because they'll cook in the sauce. You only have to brown them about 1 or 2 minutes on each side, each hemisphere. Oh, they look so good. Remember our pork spare ribs? Let's get them in there. Remember Clemenza? I think his name was Clemenza. In the Godfather, the meatballs, we're going to get to them in there. Oh, no. The fragrance. Whoa. Oh, there's probably enough for 3 good meals here. Oh, the aroma in the kitchen. Let's get on with the gnocchi now. Before those gnocchis, look at this. 3 big containers of sauce and meat. From this 2-pound container of ricotta, I took out 1 pound. Here is a bag of low-carb instant fake mashed potatoes, and I'm going to measure out 1 cup of this stuff for the recipe. Uh-oh. Oh, no. I'm going to use the food processor. First thing I'm supposed to do is put our ringed out spinach in there. Wrung out. The next thing we're supposed to do is add 1 pound or 15 ounces, whichever, of this ricotta. You know, Italian Americans say it kind of funny, like ricotta. A half teaspoon of salt and pepper. 1 teaspoon of onion powder. 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. A couple of shakes of nutmeg, not too much. Let's take it for another little spin. I'm going to add an egg. Let's go again. Now, a little at a time, I'm going to add our instant fake mashed potatoes. 1/4 of it at a time. I gotta see what this dough is like. Testing. Very, very, very soft. I can't roll this. How am I gonna roll this into gnocchi? It's just too wet. Maybe more fake potato flakes. I'm gonna add the rest of this bag. It's getting stiffer, and I'm going to add a little more from yet another pouch. I'm going to get this dough right if it, kills me. My dough is still too sticky to roll. It sticks to my fingers. I'm going to add a little, here's a 1/4 cup of this low-carb flour. Something ought to work. I'm going to stop it before I short out this machine. Well, it's better, you see. It doesn't stick completely, so let's work with this. So I put some low-carb flour on this board. This is the way I remember my mother doing it, Looky here, I've got 144 gnocchi. Now the recipe says to microwave them, and less effective, she said, is boiling them. But I'm going to boil them because that's the only traditional way I know. I can't microwave gnocchi? Let's put these in the freezer. I have our gnocchi water boiling here. Whoa, it's a little too hard. About a teaspoon of salt goes in there. I don't know, I'm guessing. Let's put some in, see what happens. Let's do this. Let's see if they float. It's about 2 dozen. When they float, they're done. Looky here. The last one just rose to the surface. You gotta have this device. This is so cool. It's called a spider. Let's put a whole lot more in there. Come on, time's a wasting. I'm gonna have one of these. Oh, beautiful texture. Much like potato gnocchi. Really, really good. But it's cheesier than potato gnocchi, but the texture is, it's really, really good. I'm very, very happy with this recipe. While our gnocchi are simmering, I have to tell you that tonight, that famous celebrity restaurant and food critic, Miss Lulu Cheeks, is coming over for dinner. We've been seeing each other for over 50 years, but for some reason, she doesn't seem to value marriage like I do. I don't know, she seems to have negative feelings about marriage. If only I could impress upon her the positive aspects of getting married. These are the last ones. Let's get them out. They're soft and tender, and yet they have a little chewiness to them, like real gnocchi. There you have them. Let's get our sauce on these beauties. Oh, meatballs. I should have made this for Christmas. It's red and green. Wow, does that smell good. Well, here we are once again with the famous celebrity restaurant and food critic, Miss Lulu Cheeks. Thank you so much for joining me in my bleak barracks. Mm-hmm. And you had a chance to partake of my gnocchi. What did you think of it?
Oh, it was delicious.
Really?
And it tasted just like gnocchi. They
like
were low
gnocchi,
carb.
right.
And the sauce and the meat were excellent.
The sauce, the
Delightful.
meat,
Yes.
the meatballs, and the pork.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, you know, Miss Cheeks. I can say Lulu
Yeah,
now.
sure.
You know how long our friends Herb and Sarah have been married. Well, the other day at the party last week, Sarah told me that if anything ever happened to Herb, she didn't think she could ever marry again.
I can understand. Once is more than enough.
Oh, can I have a hug?